Blaming the victim. Let's get right to it. I saw a little short clip earlier this morning and got my brain, got me thinking, and I said, you know what? It's a great topic to talk on. I was talking about fat shaming in my last video, or in one of my last videos, and I want to talk about blaming the victim today. And so, with that, let's watch this clip, and then I'm gonna share my thoughts.
Dressed today and have on a tights
Okay.
and a halter top, and a man honks at me, it's my fault.
It's the fault of both. If you dressed in a way, you don't believe that a woman can dress in a way that can lure a man to him?
That's just like saying if a woman puts on a tight dress, she deserves to get raped.
No, that is not saying that. Because regardless of what a person wear, they don't deserve to get raped. But at the same time, let me make this example.
Please.
There are some men that drive a very fashionable car and look a certain way. And sometimes that look attracts certain women. There are certain looks that a woman can have on that make her appear that attract certain men. That's just a fact. You go buy a car because you're attracted to the look, even if you don't know the engine, how it works.
But that doesn't mean that it's our fault.
So thoughts on that clip? So for one thing, of course, she was stuck on, is it my fault? He clearly made it very
let's go
clear
back.
that
It's 2008.
I don't think it's your fault. Right? He made that real clear. I don't think it's anybody's fault, or it's both parties. And he gave his little example, and all she went back to was, that doesn't mean it's the woman's fault. And actually, her example from the jump, you know what I'm saying? He goes, yeah, he basically tries to have some accountability in what they wear. He says, yeah, well, a woman wearing a certain dress color, a certain type of men. And she goes, that's like saying a woman wearing a tight dress deserves to be raped. And I feel like this blaming the victim argument always kind of comes back to that, and it's like I just kind of want to level set, and this goes, nobody I know I've never heard anybody say they think anybody, man or woman, deserves to be raped. These discussions always come back to women as well, like men don't get raped, but nobody deserves to be raped. I don't think dude was saying that. I think that should be plain and simple, unless you're just you're trying to act like you don't understand the argument, or you're trying to purposely obfuscate his argument, right, to make him sound crazy. So you're like, what? You're just saying we deserve? Nobody said that, right? But I feel like, I agree with dude, but I feel like he made a horrible example. He used the car example about people buying a car without knowing about the engine. And he said something about what a woman wears can attract or lure a certain type of manner, right? I actually disagree with that point. Here's my point and my thoughts on blaming the victim. I wonder what we're at this point in society now where people make up a term, they tell you the term is bad, and then they accuse you of it. And so the only defense you have is to go, what? I'm not that. Nobody ever argues the term and goes, this term is bullshit. That's what I started with my video a couple videos ago. I was like, with fat shaming. Somebody goes, you're fat shaming. Your initial reaction is go, what? Oh, I'm not fat shaming. When it should be, what is fat shaming, right? In this case, people will just go, what? You're blaming the victim. And so your gut is going to be, I'm not blaming the victim. But it's like, first of all, maybe the victim should be blamed in some scenarios, maybe not rape. But I don't think that's necessarily the discussion. So I kind of want to move it a little bit and make the point that I think the pastor in that video kind of was trying to go for. If not, here's my thought. I don't think that a woman wearing something provocative, or if you want to say slutty, whatever the words is, I don't think a woman wearing a tight dress necessarily attracts rapists to her, right? Makes some dude walking down the street who's a rapist going, I got one. I don't think it's that. I think it's this. And women will be quick to say, I don't dress for men. They'll either say, I don't dress for other women. I dress for me. This is what makes me feel good. That's cool. Let's take that into consideration. You wear certain things, whether you dress for you, whether you dress for men, or whether you dress for other women, whatever reason you dress for. There's a time in your life that you've worn something and you've seen how people react to that, okay? So for me and you, for men and women, there are certain things, and there are certain things that we know we can do that will get us attention, good or bad. There are things that we know we can do that will get us attention, good or bad, right? When we leave the house, just based on the norms of society, right? I know that if I go out of my house as a dude in a bright yellow or hot pink shirt, I'm gonna stand out in the crowd. If I'm a good looking guy, I'm gonna get that. I'm hoping to get the positive attention. That's the key word, hope. But I'm gonna stand out for good or bad. I may get clowned. I may get called gay, right? But if I go out in a hot pink or a zebra striped shirt, I'm gonna get attention in the crowd. Here's the thing. I said in a previous video how I had started working out, how I had started lifting weights during COVID. And here's the thing. Once that body got right, like any other dude who lift weights, my favorite time of year is spring and summertime. I can't wait till it get hot outside so I can go outside, bust out a jersey, bust out a tank top, maybe even go running with no shirt on, right? And when I go do that, I know exactly what I'm doing, and it's this, right? I just feel good. From a woman's perspective, they say, I'm not doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for me. Same thing. I'm like, yo, it's that time of year. It's hot outside. I've been working hard. I want to show off my muscles. It's nothing more. It's nothing less, right? Here's the thing. If you're a guy with big muscles and you go outside, I'm not saying I'm a bodybuilder or anything, but I'm just saying as an example. If you're a guy with muscles and you go outside shirtless or with a tank top on, you're going to get more attention in general than a guy with muscles who's wearing a hoodie or a guy with muscles who's covered up in a rain jacket. More people are going to be drawn to you. If you're a woman with a big ass booty and you wear tight pants, tight yoga pants, you know people are looking at your ass. You know it gets attention. No, it doesn't deserve you mean to be raped. Same thing, it don't deserve I mean to be touched because I left the house with a jersey on or shirtless. But my point is that you do things to get more attention. Whether you're trying to get attention or not, when you do things that get you more attention, you can't control who you get that attention from. That's my point. You can't control who you get that attention from. In my case, I want to run out the house shirtless. In my mind, I'm hoping some pretty girl sees me maybe, right? We strike up a conversation. Cool. The reality is that can happen. Here's the thing. I've gone to the gym, right? And then after the gym, I go, and I'm still in my gym clothes, and I go over to the grocery store real quick to get a couple items. And here's the things. The other day I was getting rung up, and there was a little Latina or Hispanic girl at the register. And she rang me up, and she looked me up and down, and she goes, "You are strong." That's the reaction you would love to get from a lady, right? But the truth is, it's just as often or whatever, it's just as likely a chance as me going to that register after a workout and it'd be an old lady there who commenting on my body. Or it'd be some bro at the register, right, who wants some gym tip, who asking me about the shit I'm buying, talking about my body. Or some gay guy at the register, right, trying to spark up extra conversation, right, looking at my arms. Because the truth is, when I leave the house and I'm wearing that, I can't control who looks at me. But I know that I'm going to get more looks than if I had left wearing a sweater. So you want to walk out the house with your ass out, cool. But understand, you can't control who you're getting the looks from. And that's everybody, including going to be some of them rapists in there. It's just accountability. And I've noticed that anything that has anything to do with accountability, women are starting to learn, oh, I can just come up with a term to get out of that. They say I'm fat. Instead of me losing weight, I can say they're fat shaming. Call it body positivity movement, and that keeps me from being accountable for my weight, right? I could say that it's blaming the victim anytime anybody tries to hold me accountable for my behaviors that might have led to something bad, because that holds me accountable for my bad decisions. Because while nobody deserves to be raped, you can be held accountable for situations you may have put yourself in, right, that led to that, right? And again, it's a very sensitive conversation because women hear the word rape and then they just go, they shut their brain. Even if another woman makes an accusation, all the other women in the room shut their brain off and just go, what? Oh, support. But it's like, let's dig deeper. I mean, you know what I mean? You could say, right? Let me use myself as an example. Woke up today. I went and bought a lottery ticket, which I never do because that's for losers. I don't do that. But whatever. I woke up today, went and bought a lottery ticket, and I won $20,000. And for some reason, this lottery was different, and the store actually paid me out in cash right there, and I got all $20,000 in cash in my hand this morning. And you know, a player like me, it's Sunday morning in Atlanta. It's only one place to go with $20,000 on a Sunday morning in Atlanta. Strip club. 24/7, baby. So I ran over to the strip club, and so what happened was I said I don't want to be stupid and go blow all my money in the strip club. So I took $10,000 of this money and I sat it on the dash of my car because I said I know my car got good alarm, so I'm gonna be good. Put that $10,000 in there. I'm gonna lock it and see, because that way nobody gonna mess with my car anyway, because I got tinted windows. You can't really see inside, and it's a Beamer, so nobody ain't gonna mess with my Beamer that's locked with the $10,000 sitting on the dash. So I take the other $10,000 into the strip club with me, and I just thought, you know what I'm saying, I don't need a bag or nothing. I'm just gonna carry it in my hand the whole time. That'll be more convenient for me. That way, when I'm ready to spend it, I can just dish it out. I don't have to be digging all my bag. You gotta get searched down by security. Player like me with 20,000 ain't got time to be getting searched. Cash on deck, COD gang, baby. So I go in with the cash on deck. Well, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have no bag or nothing, so I just might have sat my money down a couple of times while I was in that strip club. Like, I bought my drinks. I sat my stack down, take a sip. I went to the bathroom. I sat my stack down on the sink. You know what I'm saying? I got a lap dance. Somebody sat my stack down. And then at one point in the night, man, I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? I realized, man, I got to step outside. I got to make a phone call. And so I seen Buddy to the left of me. I don't know him. But I said, you know what? Let me just ask him if he don't mind watching the remainder of my stack. Maybe about 6K left in that bitch now. I hand this man my stack, 6K. He said, okay, cool, I got you. I said, I just need you to hold on to this while I step outside. I don't want nothing to happen. I don't want to step outside with 6,000 in my hands. Might rob me. It's Atlanta. He said, I got you, brother. So I go outside. I make a phone call. Come back in. Motherfucker done dipped on me. He got me. $6,000 gone. I'm done. That's the whole 10K I went in the club with. Gone. So I was a little bit let down, but I'm like, you know what? Player still got another 10K up in the motherfucking cap. So I go back to the motherfucking cap, and I'm like, hold up. Windows broke. What the fuck? Somebody broke my window. They saw the 10K on my dash and got me. Now, if I tell this story to anybody with ears, man, woman, child, old, young, Asian, black, white, Hispanic. If I tell that story to anybody, should they choose to believe me, their first question gonna be what? What's the first question you gonna ask if I tell you that story? You're gonna say, nigga, why the fuck was you walking around with 20,000 in cash? Why the fuck would you leave $10,000 on the dash of your car? Who the fuck gives 6,000 in cash to a stranger? Why would you go into a strip club with 10,000? If any of these are questions that you would ask, congratulations. You're a piece of shit. You're a victim blamer because you're trying to hold me accountable for my own actions. I close my case.